Hi everyone and welcome. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you find it helpful, please don't forget to like, as it helps to get this video and my channel in front of more people. Okay, today I want to talk about the deadliest type of narcissist that anyone can come across. We already know narcissists are no good, and I've already covered why they are a threat in this video. But this type of narcissist I want to expose is the type that can slide under the radar very easily. They can cause a lot of damage and get away with it. They are the ones who are very guilty of the insidious, malicious, destructive treatment of others. And they are also the types who are difficult to pin down and get solid evidence on, as they can be so evasive. You are probably thinking, oh, it's just the covert narcissist. But there is another layer to it. We need to remember that narcissists come in all shapes, sizes, ethnicities, economic classes, etc. But they can also be categorized as introverts or extroverts. And like narcissism, it is also on a spectrum where someone can have a mix of extroverted and introverted traits. It's important to highlight that all narcissists are not extroverts. There are introverted narcissists who do not enjoy social settings, do not have many friends, or like to talk. And that is why I believe the introverted narcissist is the deadliest and sneakiest of all narcissists. Introverts in general are usually described as inward turning because they are more focused on internal thoughts, feelings, and moods rather than seeking external stimulation. They can be your bookworms, artists, and musicians who prefer solo creative expressions. But when they are narcissistic on top of that, that is where the trouble lies, because their quieter, introverted nature at first glance will not give any red flags of narcissism away. I have lived with both the extroverted and introverted covert narcissists, so there are a few things I can share. Generally, the extroverted covert narcissists can become easy to spot, as they generally love the limelight and can be openly vain. They also act entitled and generally just talk more. And when narcissists talk more, you can pick up on some serious red flags if you pay attention, because they love to talk about themselves, they exaggerate their achievements, gossip, and you can catch them in a lie or two. But when it is an introverted narcissist, they don't speak much, which means they don't give much away. Also, because of their introversion, they may appear to not care for attention or the limelight. They would avoid boisterous social gatherings, and it would be very difficult for you to catch them gossiping or spreading lies. These introverted narcissists are good listeners and will try to get as much information from you as possible, while at the same time give very little away about themselves. They are extra good at hiding their feelings and emotions. They are also a bit more observant, which means they can study and mimic people more effectively. Even though they can pick up on other people's needs, they have no desire to help because they don't care. The introverted narcissist is the epitome of covert narcissism, and because of their quiet nature, people think that they are not a threat, or many would not think that they are capable of harming anyone. They may even be soft-spoken and unassuming, but don't be fooled. They are able to wreak a tremendous amount of hurt, confusion, and destruction like any other narcissist. For anyone who falls into their trap, it can take years, even decades, before you realize exactly what you are dealing with. In their safe zone is where you come to discover their emotional immaturity, their many passive aggressive behaviors, and get a glimpse of the evil that is within. You discover their split personalities, where on one hand they seem to love being alone with you and spending time with you, while on the other hand they view you with disgust, become terribly moody, manipulative, and emotionally draining. It is clear that they need you in their life, but you can end up get caught in a whirlwind where you actually stop loving them but pretend to. Our spirit realizes sooner than later that we are giving of ourselves to someone who is empty. And if we are not in tune with what we are really experiencing, we can keep playing house with a narcissist for the rest of our lives, not realizing that we are stuck in a loveless, abusive relationship, because they never really loved us, and the love that we had for them eventually wanes away with time, because there's only so much we can take emotionally or spiritually, and then all that is left is just our body going through the motions. The introverted narcissist tears you down with facial expressions, a look, and by saying nothing at all. Because with the introverted narcissist, the silent treatment is their number one go-to tactic to punish, manipulate, and control someone. These introverted narcissists are not the types to shout you down in arguments or usually become physically aggressive. Instead, in a controlled manner, they create a psychological maze for you to maneuver through, which usually ends in you getting lost, tangled, or both, later to only give in. The introverted narcissist is very good at keeping secrets, where unless you get a private investigator and high-tech tracking equipment, it will be very difficult to catch them in the act or find out anything that they don't want you to know. Aside from that, they are no different from other narcissists, as they still think they are smarter and better than you. And even though they are introverts, they will not turn down an opportunity to be celebrated or placed in the limelight. They will devalue you and belittle you, then gaslight you and make you think you are too sensitive or misunderstanding their intentions. They are proud, selfish, arrogant, paranoid, and pathological liars. The introverted narcissist carries around all the negative emotions like anger, resentment, hate, envy, and also unforgiveness. It is all bottled up inside, but escapes ever so often in that look of contempt and disgust. They may not say much, but what they do say cuts deep. They are always up to mischief and will have some hidden dark addictions and obsessions. What makes them the most dangerous to me is that from the offset, they operate a bit differently to regular narcissists, and as a result can deceive more effectively. Their desires for attention, power, and control is no different, but they are happy to get it in very undercover or not so obvious ways. Also, they can have you second guessing whether or not they are the narcissist, because they can seem so self-aware, even reflective of their behaviors. But you can be sure that they don't think they are the problem, but they will happily make you think that they think they are. Awareness of narcissism is the only thing that can make you spot and eliminate these monsters, especially the introverted narcissists, because on top of the fake image and fake smiles is someone who gives very little away. What we can conclude is that there are many flavors to narcissism or narcissists, but they all leave a bad taste in the mouth. Do you know an introverted covert narcissist? I hope you all found this helpful. Please leave me a comment below.